I got a weird feeling that Keith Thurman gonna win. I don't know why and I don't know how, but I got a weird feeling that Keith Thurman gonna win. Or he might drive him or something. Like, I don't know. I think he might just catch him.
I find it easier to believe Sebastian Fundora doing everything that he needs to do and executing than I do Keith. And I think right now, Fundora wins this fight.
He's a bit of a nightmare, but he's also easy to hit. But he's also a real tough motherfucker that gets hit and it keeps coming, you know? So it's hard to box him. It's hard to be strategic. When you fight Fundora, expect that you're going to be in one of the hardest fights.
Boxing pros give their bold predictions for the clash between Keith Thurman and Sebastian Fundora. Thurman's experience, power, and ring IQ may give him an edge, while Fondora's height, pressure, and volume punching pose real threats.
Fight coming up with Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman, man. It's going to be a banger of a fight, I tell you that. Regardless of who comes out the winner, I know the fans are going to win for sure. Me personally, I think Sebastian Fundora is a nightmare for anybody in the ring. 6'4", 6'5", 154 pounds, man. It's crazy. He's not just a frail guy in there. He's powerful, he's strong, and he's bringing the heat. Then on the other side, you got Keith Thurman. You know, one-time Thurman. He's going to use his footwork. He's going to use his movement. And he's going to try to land the devastating shots like he used to. Keith Thurman been out the ring for a while, and it's going to be hard to shake that ring rust off against a formidable champion like Fundora, man. It's going to be tough. So I give the edge to Fundora for sure. And if Keith does pull it off, it definitely will shock me. But the last thing to lead the fighters, they say, is the power. So we're going.
Sebastian Fundora defends his WBC super welterweight title against former unified welterweight ruler Keith Thurman in what is one of the most stylistically intriguing matchups in recent boxing memory.
I think Fundora wins. I think the thing with Fundora, he's very tall, and when he throws punches, it's like he just throws down, and it doesn't take much energy. It's not like his punches are physically hard, but they're very stingy. And they're just non-stop, bam, 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 bam. And with that type of style, it doesn't make you breathe, it doesn't make you rest, unless you work your legs. And I think Keith Thurman's good at working his footwork, and he's able to, I don't know, maybe maneuver and then punch and come in different angles. His head's all over the place at times, you know, he's able to work the body. So it's going to be an interesting fight, but I'm with how Fundora fought in the last fight, I feel like he's a hard man to beat.
Keith Thurman is extremely confident heading into his clash with Fundora. He insists he's fully prepared, mentally sharp, and ready to dominate. Even claiming Fundora will realize he's facing a higher level of fighter once the bell rings.
March 28th, you taking on arguably the biggest challenge, resume-wise and physically in the division. You're facing Sebastian Fundora. What's your thoughts on the fight?
Just a great fight, man, you know? I mean, I love fighting the best, and Fundora's that man right now, you know? He's got the WBC world title, and he's got some great victories under his belt. He's growing, he's maturing, and like you said, man, I mean, he's just an obstacle for anybody at 154, but there ain't no test like the Thurman test, you know? Some way, somehow, I find a way to do it better than the rest, all right? The way that I get up in there and I start throwing these hands, you know, that's the real fire. He calls himself the Towering Inferno, but I'm a Florida boy, so you know I already been packing that heat my whole life.
Punches and bunches. It was intense. Every round, for the round to start, he'd just smile over at me, and I'm like, okay, here we go with it we at it again. Like, we back at it, so I got to be on top of my game. So it was probably one of my best fights, to be honest.
Most boxing experts are leaning toward Fundora over Thurman, mainly due to Thurman's age, inactivity, and recent performances. Many analysts believe Fundora's youth, size, and volume give him the edge, with veteran Gary Russell Jr. also backing Fundora to win convincingly.
Finished putting a little run in it, man. I was thinking about the fight, man. Keith Thurman and Fundora. Everything in me want to go with Keith. That's my man. We came up together. We go way back. but it's a big part of me that actually want to go with Fundora. My bad, Keith, man. But I got to keep it real with myself and the fans, man. I just wanted to put it out there, man. I'm rooting for Keith. I hope Keith win. He definitely always got a puncher's chance. Hopefully he can get Fundora up out of there. But in my personal opinion, I'm going with Fundora.
Guy at that height, at this weight class, he has a lot of advantages against you in the ring. But, you know, the main thing that a lot of people didn't recognize in my fight with him was the lateral movement. You know, they noticed him getting downhill on me and kind of landing shots, but they didn't notice how many shots I also was able to get out of the way of. And so, yeah, the lateral movement was a big factor for me. And a couple other things, you know, I'll keep in the vault because I'm still trying to get the rematch with him. So, you know, we'll see. But I honestly think Thurman's a big threat because he's known, you know, for really good lateral movement. He knows how to get you to cross your feet up and come in with that leaping hook, which, you know, as we saw in my fight with him, that, you know, that can be his kryptonite. So, yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to this one, and we'll see. But I think Thurman's a big threat in this one.
Undefeated star Jiren Ennis admitted he is unsure who will win between Keith Thurman and Sebastian Fundora. He pointed out that both fighters have strong advantages, making it a very close and unpredictable matchup.
And I think Fundora, I really think Fundora going to win because well, at first I was thinking Fundora was going to win because he's younger, he got the length, he got the reach. Thurman old, you know, I don't think, when the last time he been in the ring? I don't remember the last time he been in the ring.
He fought in Australia not too long ago, yeah. But before that, he been out of the ring for a minute.
That's what I'm saying. Then again, I don't know. I just got a weird feeling like, I don't know, Bill. Yep. Got a weird feeling, yo.
I ain't gonna speak on what fight, but last time you had a weird feeling, it turned out to be true, though.
Yeah. Every time, though, I got a weird feeling that he going either win or drop it. I don't know. One or the other. Either Keith Thurman gonna drop him or he gonna win. I don't know. But I don't know. Me the best man win though.
Now you gotta, like, I know you don't watch boxing, but you gotta watch that fight. If the Virgil fight would have came through, you know they ordered you to be the mandatory. Yeah. So you gotta watch that one, Boosie.
I don't know. We'll see.
Former world champion Sean Porter has pointed out that Keith Thurman's age could be a serious disadvantage in this fight. He believes being older and less active may affect Thurman's timing and stamina, especially against a younger, high-volume fighter like Fundora, who can apply constant pressure.
Point in time, I had no shadow of a doubt that Keith would beat Fundora, and I might have been just kind of playing a mind game with myself, but just knowing all of the attributes that Keith has, that fight goes away, and then it comes back. And when it comes back, now I have to be like realistic and honest with myself, like, hey, this is the Keith of old, and you remember everything that he could do, and you know, and I know personally, like, as time goes by, if you aren't polishing that stuff, it's still there, but it's just ultimately ends up being there. That's the biggest question, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I'm 50-50 on the answer. I don't have a definitive yes. I know that Keith is gonna take the right chances. He's gonna go for broke. He's gonna do what he has to do. And I don't have a definitive no. Keith is over the hill. He's just going in there, you know, to try to show himself and stuff like that. I think he still wants to be on top of the world of boxing. I think he believes that he can still be on top of the world of boxing. But you got a kid that's looking at the top of the world of boxing. You know, he's not truly there yet. I think he just needs the right dance partner. Even though he's had that with Tim a couple of times, he just needs the right dance partner to really get him over that ledge of becoming one of the elite guys in the world of boxing.
Porter believes that for Keith Thurman to win, he must target broken spots, exploiting openings in Sebastian Fundora's defense. However, Porter still leans toward Fundora, saying his size, pressure, and activity likely carry him.
Thurman, you look at how Zoo, right before he got stopped in the corner, he had a barrage of shots that were effective against Fundora. Can he put together sequences like that? He'll have to. Thurman will have to go for broken spots, or else over the course of 12 rounds he'll get run over. Fundora should win. I mean, Fundora should handle his business. He's much younger. He has a lot of the kryptonite that gives Keith problems, volume and withering body shots, and Fundora should stop him.
Yeah.
But Keith, if he goes for broke, can make it an explosive fight. Yeah. Do you think he will?
That's why I take deep breaths when I talk about this.
Many of Sebastian Fundora's former opponents have emphasized just how tough he is to face. Fighters like Tim Tszyu described Fundora as a nightmare to fight, noting his awkward style and ability to keep coming even under fire. While Brian Mendoza highlighted the challenge posed by Fundora's height and reach, saying his lateral movement was key to finding success against him. He also admitted that preparing for Fundora's unique physical traits was difficult, stressing how hard it is to deal with his length in the ring.
Last question, Mr. Mosey. Sebastian Fundora, Keith Thurman. Of course, that's a fight that's going to affect you down the road.
That's a good fight.
Because we all know y'all want the belts.
Yeah.
What you think of that fight?
I think that's a good fight too. I think that's a good fight. You got Fundora throws a lot of punches. He can box when he want to box, but he like to fight inside. Then you got Thurman, a puncher. He can box and he can move. Thurman's not a bad fighter at all. He's a good fighter. You know what I mean? Both of them good fighters, man. So I don't know what to say about that. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. Who would win? I call it a 50-50.
Yo, have you ever went up against somebody that was like that size at that kind of weight class?
I don't box. Yeah, I don't box guys like that.
Yeah. How do you have success against them?
Man, how I had success, I was quicker. I used to box.
Monty Clark also made it clear that his bout with Sebastian Fundora was anything but easy, and his respect for Fundora's skills reflects just how tough the champion is. In their 10-round split draw, Clark stood toe-to-toe with a much taller, rangy Fundora and pushed him throughout, forcing a close decision that some felt Clark deserved. The competitive nature of that fight showed Clark believes Fundora presents a real challenge for any top contender, as the southpaw had to work hard to navigate Fundora's height, reach, and awkward style.
Make them do something they normally don't do. Because most of the box, if guys is tall and box, they normally don't have to move and come after nobody. The guys normally come to them. So you gotta switch up sometimes. Make them come to you and set them up. You know what I mean? Even though you're supposed to box your way in and go to the body and the head, sometimes you gotta switch it up though. You know what I mean? You can't be doing what they think you're gonna do. Do stuff that they don't think you're gonna do. You know what I mean?
That makes sense because everybody likes to come forward over those guys.
Exactly.
So that's the style that they're normally used to going up against.
And I like guys when they come to me because I shots up when they come at you. You know what I mean? Yeah, come to me, put this together. You know what I mean? I like fighting guys like that.
Keith's been Keith was a big puncher at 147.
Right.
Hasn't had knockouts in a while.
Yeah.
We've seen Fundora hit the deck before.
Right.
We've seen Fundora stop. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you try to set up the one shot, or do you try to slowly break Fundora down?
I would not try to set up no one shot. You got to put them punches together when you're fighting a guy like Fundora. You know what I mean? Then later on, you sneak that shot in and try to take him out. You know what I mean? That right hand. You know what I mean? Every time Fundora fights, he drops his hands. He's so tall, he drops his hands. That's when you slide in and drop down and come up top, boom, with the right hand. And left hook behind it. Not just one shot, you know what I mean? Just in case you miss the right hand. But you gotta get in. You gotta get in sometime. You know what I mean? There's sometime I would switch up. You know what I mean? Frustrated. You gotta